Y'all. What if I told you that one of the biggest city girls in the game might have been playing the ultimate dangerous game, with A-list sugar daddies, secret freak-offs, and a scandal so deep it could end careers? Because Saucy Santana didn't just throw shade, he dropped bombs. Allegations of HIV, betrayal, and million-dollar secrets are flying, and if even half of this is true, baby, we're looking at the biggest exposé of 2025. Buckle up, cause this tea is boiling, and you're gonna want to see every single drop. Y'all, buckle up, because things just got messy. Word on the street is that Saucy Santana, the self-proclaimed material girl, has stirred the pot hard by dropping a bold and possibly dangerous list of men he claims allegedly contracted HIV after being involved with Young Miami. And this wasn't just gossip. Santana came with what he calls receipts. And the fallout could be serious. According to Santana, Young Miami's been out here allegedly spreading more than just vibes, and it didn't take long for fans to start drawing connections back to none other than Diddy. But that's not even the half of it. Santana also claims she's been secretly funded by a lineup of wealthy behind-the-scenes schlucker daddies, complete with big bank accounts, luxury travel, and hush-hush deals, all while keeping up the appearance of being a boss on social media. Naturally, this revelation sent fans into a frenzy. People are now wondering what sparked Santana to unload all this drama. Is it personal betrayal? A vendetta? Or is he trying to destroy her brand from the inside out? Either way, what began as shade has now turned into one of the most explosive exposes of the year, and it's nowhere near finished. When the feud between Saucy Santana and Young Miami first hit the internet, most folks thought it was just another best friend breakup, loud, messy, but temporary. But weeks have passed, and instead of cooling down, it's only gotten hotter. Santana is now calling names, exposing alleged sugar daddies, and spilling every drop of tea he's been holding in. And if even a fraction of what he's saying turns out to be true, we're just scratching the surface. The supposed root of the drama. Santana claims Young Miami tried to pimp him out to Diddy. Yep, that Diddy. According to him, she kept pushing for it, even after he made it clear he wasn't interested, especially since Diddy and Miami already had their own. The pressure allegedly got so intense that Santana started distancing himself. And that's when the cracks in their friendship began to show. Eventually, it all crumbled. But strangely enough, they patched things up for a while, and not long after, Santana and Diddy were spotted together again. What changed? No one really knows, but whispers of money and influence definitely linger in the background. Still, whatever peace existed didn't last. Their relationship soured again, and this time, Santana made sure everyone knew why. He says it was Young Miami who started spreading rumors that he and Diddy were more than friends. And remember when Whack 100 went viral, claiming Diddy was throwing wild parties with both of them involved? Santana now says Miami was the source behind that story, feeding Whack 100 private tea behind his back. Now, if you've heard the infamous clip where people are talking in code about parties, allegedly the kind that go way beyond DJ sets and champagne, you know why things are heating up. People started talking about Illuminati vibes, coded conversations, and behind-the-scenes secrets that feel straight out of a conspiracy theory thread. Eventually, Santana tried to shut things down publicly, denying any romantic involvement with Diddy. He spoke out about how much the rumors affected him, especially with people assuming his sexuality meant the gossip must be true. He insisted that Carisha Young Miami doesn't even play like that, and was hurt by how it spiraled, but despite his efforts to clear the air, fans didn't buy it. Once the rumors surfaced, they spread like wildfire. What started as hushed speculation became full-blown theories across social media. And now, people are questioning whether Diddy's relationship with Young Miami was ever genuine, or if it was just a smokescreen to hide something else entirely. So here's the real tea. At least according to the internet sleuths and shady whispers on social media, the word is that Saucy Santana and Diddy were the actual item, and Young Miami, she was just there for the optics, a convenient smokescreen to keep Diddy's private life on lock. But eventually, Santana decided it was time to break the silence, or at least to tell his side of the story. In a jaw-dropping interview, Santana dropped the bomb. He says it was Young Miami who leaked their alleged entanglement. Why? Alleged jealousy. According to him, Miami started getting uncomfortable when Diddy seemed to be vibing more with Santana than with her. Instead of talking it out, she allegedly chose sabotage. She quietly fed the rumors to the blogs, and when they exploded online, Diddy ghosted Santana. No warning, no explanation, just vanished. Santana claims Diddy wanted to avoid any drama that could spark more questions about his sexuality, so he cut ties cold. In another candid moment, Santana was asked whether he ever puts his friend's business on social media. His answer: "Yeah, because they do it to me." He didn't name names at first, but the tension was unmistakable. Eventually, he called it out: Miami. According to him, she put his private life on blast, casually listing off men he was dating, exposing things he'd never agreed to share. For Santana, that betrayal cut deep, and it might have been the very spark that lit this entire firestorm. Now, with Santana accusing young Miami of knowingly passing HIV to her sugar daddies, things have gone beyond petty. This isn't just shade, it's scorched earth revenge. Allegations like this don't just stir drama, they detonate lives. What Santana is serving isn't tea, it's a full-on inferno. Boiling with secrets, sex, status, and survival. And believe it or not, this wasn't even on anyone's 2025 bingo card. But here we are. The timeline started unraveling when fans noticed Miami going on an unfiltered Twitter rant. At first, folks chalked it up to typical breakup energy. Maybe she was just bitter about Diddy's court drama resurfacing. But then came the whispers. Was it something darker? Rumors swirled that young Miami had discovered Diddy allegedly contracted HIV during his so-called freak-offs, and even worse, that he had allegedly passed it to her. Insiders claim she lost it when she found out, dragging Diddy publicly, accusing him of endangering her health without even a warning. What began as cryptic tweets quickly turned into a public meltdown, and now, with Santana throwing gasoline on the fire, the drama is spinning out of control. But to understand the chaos, you have to rewind, way before Santana's claims ever went viral. Online chatter about Diddy's health had been brewing for months. Ever since he made that frail-looking court appearance, social media had been speculating. People noticed the weight loss, the sunken face, the sudden silence. Some said it looked like illness. And the theory that took off: HIV. At first, it was just conspiracy threads and quiet murmurs. But as more stories came out, more people started to believe it. Then came Santana, stepping into the storm and basically confirming what people were only hinting at. But here's the real kicker, if you believe Santana. Young Miami didn't break up with Diddy because of the alleged infection. She left, allegedly, because the money stopped flowing. No more rent for her penthouse. No more private jets. No more luxury gifts. She wasn't about to be anyone's emotional support system for free. That whole "can you pay my bills" vibe wasn't just a Destiny's Child lyric, it was her boundary. And when the cash dried up, so did her loyalty. Still, Santana isn't the only one spilling this tea. A source close to Miami said the same thing. Diddy had been footing the bill for everything: travel, shopping, housing, but recently, he cut her off. Sure, he gave her a Christmas gift, but the days of lavish spoiling were apparently over. The source added that Diddy wasn't doing well mentally either and could really use someone like Miami in his life. The problem? She's only in it if the money is right. But just when you thought it couldn't get any more tangled, Santana pushed the narrative further. He claimed that Miami didn't just walk away from Diddy, she upgraded to another money man. Quality Control's own Pierre P. Thomas. Yep, according to Santana, P became her next financial sponsor. But what he allegedly didn't know, that Miami may have been carrying more than just designer bags. Santana claims she had HIV from Diddy and continued her lifestyle without disclosing it. If that's even halfway true, it's not just scandal, it's something else entirely. The whispers have been floating through the industry for years, rumors tossed around in hushed tones and half-jokes. But thanks to Saucy Santana, those quiet murmurs have now become deafening. And according to him, young Miami wasn't just navigating heartbreak or clout, she was allegedly making survival moves. One of them, an affair with Pierre P. Thomas, not for love, but to save the city girls from flatlining as their momentum faded. Let's rewind for a second. Around the time City Girls' numbers started dipping and the label began debating whether to cut ties, something suddenly shifted. Insiders claim young Miami saw the writing on the wall, and instead of letting her brand collapse, she allegedly took a more personal approach. According to Santana, late-night phone calls, off-the-record meets, and moments that had nothing to do with music became part of her new strategy. But this wasn't about chasing a hit single, it was about staying afloat in a cutthroat industry. Santana didn't throw names around casually. He outright claimed that Miami got close to P, close enough to raise questions. And while P has remained silent, neither confirming nor denying, Santana insists something happened behind the scenes. And worse, he claims Miami never disclosed that she might be HIV positive. But Santana wasn't done dropping bombs. He said young Miami didn't just bounce to a new man. She allegedly circled back to her old flame, her baby daddy, Southside. Now, on the surface, it looked like Miami had kept things strictly about co-parenting, no signs, no rumors. Even Southside once made it clear in an interview, the secret to co-parenting, no sex, no confusion. He even said he had a girlfriend, making it sound like things were completely platonic between him and Miami. But Santana's version, a whole different story. He hinted that the relationship between Miami and Southside never fully ended, not emotionally, not physically, and even more eyebrow-raising. Santana suggested there might have been a strange triangle involving Diddy, Miami, and Southside, including some cryptic references to them doing 3 songs together, though it sounds like he wasn't talking about music. Remember when Southside once fired off on social media, telling Diddy to come collect his B? At the time, it seemed like petty drama. Now it feels like a breadcrumb in a much bigger trail. If Southside was still involved with young Miami while she was allegedly entangled with Diddy, then his risk in the alleged HIV chain Santana's describing, it just got a lot more serious. And that's still not the wildest part. According to Santana, Southside might still be financially supporting Miami, just not in a way anyone would notice. Publicly, she's branded herself as a boss babe, sold out shows, beauty lines, and a curated lifestyle. But behind the curtain, Santana claims the numbers don't add up. Her ventures reportedly aren't booming like she says, and without a man like Diddy funding the fantasy, her financial power may be more illusion than reality. Santana alleges that Southside's still footing the bill, only now it's masked as generous child support for their daughter, Summer. That way, he can keep helping Miami maintain appearances while staying loyal to his new girlfriend. It's the kind of loophole that keeps money flowing while keeping mess to a minimum, unless of course, someone starts talking. And Santana, he's definitely talking. Saucy Santana has done more than just spill tea. He's pried open a vault of secrets that may reshape the way fans and industry insiders view young Miami's rise to fame. With every carefully timed revelation and pointed allegation, Santana is peeling back layers of a story that many assumed was glitz, glamour, and girl power, but now reads more like a survival saga, riddled with compromise, desperation, and behind-the-scenes maneuvering. At the center of it all are 3 dangerous threads. The allegation that young Miami was romantically involved with multiple high-profile figures who may have been HIV positive. The implication that these relationships weren't rooted in love but in leverage. And the claim that her fame wasn't built solely on talent or timing, but on calculated intimacy and strategic silence. Santana hasn't just hinted at these things, he's been naming names, laying timelines, and suggesting a depth of manipulation that reframes everything we thought we knew about Miami's come up. Let's not forget, this is someone who was once one of young Miami's closest friends, a fellow climber in the same ruthless entertainment circles, and someone with enough access to know where the bodies, metaphorically or not, are buried. So when he speaks, people listen, and what they're hearing is explosive. This isn't just petty drama over a lost friendship or jealous shade. What Santana is suggesting is a deliberate game played in the shadows, with young Miami using her relationships not only for emotional connection but as transactional tools to secure power, money, and cultural dominance. According to Santana, the facade of the self-made boss is cracking. The glamorous image, the high-end fashion, the jet-setting lifestyle. The businesswoman branding was, at least partially, bankrolled by a rotation of industry heavyweights allegedly being misled or manipulated. He's accused her of hiding possible HIV-positive status while continuing to engage with powerful men in private, all while maintaining a squeaky clean image for the cameras and followers. If true, it raises questions not just about morality but about legality, safety, and the risks she may have imposed on others without their knowledge. And yet, through all this, all the noise, accusations, think pieces, and timelines going viral, young Miami has maintained utter silence. No tweets, no cryptic Instagram stories, no PR-crafted statements, not even a passive-aggressive TikTok. It's a silence so loud, it's echoing. This silence could mean a few things. On one hand, it could be a brilliant power play. In the age of oversharing, staying quiet can feel mysterious, even powerful. By not engaging, she might be denying the drama oxygen, refusing to elevate it with a response. Maybe she's waiting for the moment to strike back with a carefully curated interview, a documentary, or a surprise single that flips the narrative on its head. Maybe she's letting Santana exhaust himself while she watches from the throne, unbothered and unbent. But on the other hand, silence has another face. It can look like strategy, yes, but it can also smell like guilt. Like someone caught in a web too complex to explain, too incriminating to untangle in real time. When someone avoids even denying the claims, the public begins to wonder, is it because the story is too ridiculous to warrant a response? Or because it's a little too close to the truth? And let's be real, fans are already drawing their own conclusions. Some think Santana is doing all this out of hurt feelings and jealousy, seeking revenge after being betrayed or pushed aside. Others believe he's simply exposing a side of the industry most people don't want to acknowledge, where intimacy, influence, and survival are tightly interwoven, and where image is everything. Some fans feel sympathy for young Miami, suggesting that, if even a fraction of this is true, she may have felt trapped, forced into situations to protect her career and family. Others feel duped, betrayed by a public figure who presented herself as empowered and authentic, while allegedly hiding dangerous secrets behind the scenes. If Santana's claims about HIV exposure and secret affairs with powerful men are even partially grounded in truth, then this isn't just celebrity gossip, this becomes a public health issue, a legal dilemma, and a cautionary tale about the cost of chasing fame. It means that behind every Instagram caption and viral moment was a story of fear, silence, manipulation, and transactional relationships dressed up as luxury. And it begs bigger questions. How many women in the industry are making similar moves just to survive? How many of our favorite success stories are stitched together with invisible sacrifices and hushed negotiations? What does it really mean to be a boss babe in a world where fame and financial security are rarely given without strings? It also forces us to consider how social media, and the curated personas built on it, can distort the truth. Fans don't want to believe that their favorite celebrities are selling an illusion, but what happens when the mask slips? Santana's revelations may have shattered the fantasy for some, but they've also highlighted a darker undercurrent of the entertainment industry, that survival often requires silence, secrecy, and strategic sacrifice. And in the midst of it all, young Miami's decision not to respond, not even to defend herself, becomes its own kind of statement. Whether it's a show of strength or a quiet admission, we don't know yet. But what we do know is that silence is powerful. It leaves room for interpretation. It invites speculation. And when the silence follows scandal, not just rumors, but detailed claims from someone who once had access to your life, it becomes deafening. So we're left wondering, is this the calm before a massive rebuttal? Is her silence a carefully planned move in a game of media chess? Or is it a surrender, the quiet that follows when the truth is too messy to manage? One thing is certain, if even a sliver of what Santana has said holds truth, young Miami is at the center of one of the most volatile, career-defining scandals hip-hop has witnessed in years. Her brand, her legacy, and her influence may hang in the balance. And no amount of brand deals or studio sessions will stop people from asking, what really happened behind the scenes? As the dust settles and new receipts threaten to surface, one thing is clear, this story isn't done. The curtain may have been pulled back, but the show has only just begun.